The first programme Rel Films made was shot on 16mm film, a format that, given the choice, Rel Films best prefer to work with. A Brew of Steam was made with cooperation from Wilson's Brewery at Newton Heath, Manchester. Of all the romantic destinations featured above Manchester Victoria's grand entrance, can now be added that of Brewery Sidings, but a couple of miles distant at the top of Miles Platting Bank. To mark 150 years of brewing, Wilson's Brewery decided in 1984 to draw attention to their historic celebration by mixing a real brew of steam. Their special train, comprising of loco number 1054 and an observation car, would take VIP visitors on the short ride from Manchester Victoria to a temporary but purpose-built platform directly alongside their brewery. The 2F class locomotive, designed by F.W. Webb and built in 1888 for the London and North Western Railway, worked each morning of its special timetable towards All Lane, where it ran round the observation coach. Then it was a triumphant entrance into Victoria, where crowds of Wilson's guests were waiting to greet and admire some £16,000 plus of tractive effort, polished to the same mirror-like finish today as when she left Crewe Works as new in 1888. Behind the operation was Wilson's Tony Tye, who takes up the story.
But when they get up to the station, they see our banners. We have banners all over saying "Welcome to the Anniversary Special," which we call the train. And as they get onto the platform, they see the train, and the train is in absolute magnificent condition. Some of our draymen said you can eat pine peas off the engine. It is absolutely gleaming. Steamtown and Dinting have both done us very proud with the condition of the two vehicles.
It is not only the guests that took note of Wilson's ingenuity to mark their 150 years in such a novel way, for the public could not help but notice the unusual train waiting to depart from platform 16.
The first train visit was on the 6th of June, D-Day. I thought that was a nice day to have the first visit. And I really could not believe the fact that we'd done it. We'd had only 3 meetings with Dinting, Steamtown and British Rail. And everyone was so much behind the idea that it really ran as smooth as clockwork. The idea and thought that we want to take away with them is the fact that they've had a good old-fashioned day out at a very, very clean, efficient brewery, and the fact that that brewery still brews traditional beer.
rail enthusiasts and followers of the age of steam were in for a regular treat, and vantage points for photographs along the short but steep route were occupied week after week. At 11:35 a.m. prompt, it was all aboard for the run to brewery sidings.
We wanted to look for an activity which would last about 3 months and would also say everything we wanted to say about Wilson's traditionality and 150 years. And a couple of years ago we were approached by Dinting Railway Museum for some sort of sponsorship deal, and having quite a good memory, I kept this on mind, and we came up with this idea of steam train visits to the brewery. We're going to have 12 visits once a week for 3 months.
Once off the train, visitors adjourned firstly to sample Wilson's original ales in the brewery's own pub found in the yard and amongst some of the 600,000 barrels brewed at the Newton Heath site each year. Coal Tank 1054 was not to be left out either, as she trundled on to Newton Heath Locomotive Depot for a refreshing replenishment of her water tanks. With the coal tank ready to return to Manchester Victoria, Wilson's old-fashioned day out was nearly complete. It's a nice
sight to see that once they've had their drinks and they've had their meal, we then try to get them on the train as quickly as possible. Have to keep to a British Rail timescale. We give them a departing gift of a birthday pack, which is 2 bottles of our special brewed anniversary ale and a tankard, celebration tankard. And we get them on the train, and it's a terrific sight to see the train coming back into Victoria and seeing the people with smiles on their faces as big as watermelons getting off the train with their birthday packs. Fabulous, fabulous sight as people depart from Victoria Station, Manchester.
As a grand finale to their celebrations, what could be more fitting than for Wilson's to take the world's most famous steam locomotive, complete with headboard, Pullman cars and well-dressed dignitaries, on an excursion to Chester. On the 29th of September 1984, Platform 16 at Manchester Victoria was once more the stage for this fabulous occasion. In 1834, John Collinson and George Simpsons formulated the first brewing in Monsell Lane, Newton Heath, turning out but 5 barrels of ale per week. From then on, Wilson's has grown into the large concern it is, but never losing sight of the flavour that made them famous. With traditions that go back to 1834, Wilson's had marked 150 years in fine style, and with a brew of steam.